Pedretti Gaming reveals Tales of the Arabian Nights remake. And we knew this was kind of coming. We know what they've done in the past, and we were on it. So what do they have this time around? I love that, and we're going to deep dive this. We're going to go through all of the little features and stuff. At the end of the day, what my synopsis is, they listen to feedback, and I love the direction that they are going. I'm getting behind this one because it is damn good. Their goal was Pedretti Gaming. Stay true to the original game, which is so beloved, right? Whenever people deviate too much from remakes and what they become, like 2.0 Funhouse, no, nobody wants that. But people want CGC remakes. Notably, how many they've sold is evidence alone. But what CGC does is pretty simple. Keep the game that we love, bring it into the 21st century, make it beautiful, and that's what we want. So that was their goal. Stay true to the original game, but provide the type of remake that enthusiasts and collectors have kind of reacted positively in the past and they've asked for, versus trying to change so much it just no longer feels like the game that we all love. And the reason we're buying a remake in the first place, it's almost like you modernize it rather than bastardize it. That's a good phrase. I don't know if they're going to run with that, Dennis. Modernize,
probably not.
Bastardize. 2 models of this game. Did you think they'd have a couple different models?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I'm surprised a bit about the discrepancies between these models as we discuss. So they have what they're calling a Legacy Edition, and this is just what looks most like 96 TOTAN, or 97, 96. 96 is my guess. I'm not going to reference that or check that, but I think it's 96. So it looks like the original Tales of the Arabian Nights with all the enhancements and stuff, sure. They're claiming that this is going to be a run initially of 500 units. This is like their open-ended catalog kind of remake where they can make more if they want to. But they said that there's no current plans to do that. Their schedule is looking like 500, and then they have to move on kind of to the next game. But it's $10,999. Or they have the 30th Anniversary Limited Edition. This is $1,000 more, $11,999, and only 399 units. That's quite a low run, is it not?
Yeah, compared to what other manufacturers do for an LE, yes.
Yeah, that when they told me they were only making 399, I was like, oh, that makes it feel like, globally, that makes it feel kind of limited. All right.
Yeah. There's something to be said about the specialness of and that's part of the reason why when we've talked about LEs, I've mentioned like the fewer the better. If the real desire is to make people feel like they've truly got something special, it's just, this is still a lot of, honestly, this in the world of limits, like this is still a lot of units, quite frankly.
You think so?
I do. It's not that big of a hobby.
Globally, I just don't think it's that. I don't think it's that much at all. Like, I think if Stern sold 399 of their LEs, they would be gone.
I know worlds where they do LEs of 10. So this is like,
yeah, but it wouldn't be 11,999.
No, but market. Again, LEs are about
just limited ability. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Again, because you can always raise that price.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. So,
because as we talk about this, one of the things that surprised me in terms of the differences is that thousand's profit, because there isn't a notable difference. There was a commission that needed to be done, but we'll get into that.
And that's what I was going to say. What was surprising me at the head of this topic, and I said I'm surprised by the discrepancies, because there's not really much. There really is not much.
Not technologically, no.
And I love that. I love that they didn't create a model that lacks anything. Because I thought they would do this LE package, Brian Allen artwork, but then they would have some features, lighting features. They would have mechanical features that you're not going to get in your classic edition. I thought for sure they would do that. I love that they didn't, because for the person who likes the original artwork, they still get all the bells and whistles and the toys and stuff. The lighting, they get pretty much every enhancement. We'll go through it, but both of these games are essentially the same game with different lighting and powder coat color and limited numbers. That's it. So of the things that both editions include of this remake, all new features and modern enhancements, they developed including an enhanced display, the 21.5 inch extended display, similar to CGC's. So we don't have an LCD where they're animating everything like on Funhouse. That just did not work. They have this essentially what looks like a DMD, but it's an LCD. It is dot animation. They went in just like they've done for other manufacturers where they'll take, the snake. They'll take when at the skill shot, you plunge. If you miss the shot, the snake, or if you hit the shot, the snake is stunned. And on the DMD, the orange DMD, he looks very 16-bit. On this, he looks like a 2026 dot version, reanimated, very articulate, colored. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. Joel Engelberth is just our buddy Joel. He is a sucker. He'll even say it, he'd rather have dots like this than LCDs a lot of times, animation a lot of times, because he loves the feeling and the nostalgia of that. But it has all of that and all new animations in the sense that they reanimated everything, re-enhanced everything. Some of the same coders that have done the other remakes in the past, the Attack from Marses, the Monster Bashes of the world, they're now on this team doing it. All colored animations. So it has all of that. I think they even put in, because the ROM is only so big back in 96 for call outs and for display stuff, that they unreleased stuff they're adding to this game too. Some of the unreleased audio, whether it's call outs, music, whether it's animations, they're doing that. All RGB lighting effects, and they didn't spare any expense. This damn lighting is everywhere. It's one of the most special things about this game, in my opinion. They put RGB all over every insert, every GI if they want to use it controlled. They have these, what they're calling game sync, almost like whatever manufacturer's doing, whether it's Hot Rails for JJP, whether it's expression lighting for Stern. This they're calling game sync, where it's almost like a frosted, interactive, very controlled lighting throughout based on what you're doing in the game. They even added this kind of lighting to the back box that lights up the, it's just so nice, lights up the wall, like an ambient wall lighting. They put it in the genie. They put it in the lamp base, so everything can interact, and they do it so well on this. So that both games have that. They both have a special colored metal armor package, including the speaker panel. Either way on that, whether I like speaker panels that are powder coated or not. But for the Legacy Edition, it's what they're calling Night Sky. It's like a metallic black, very sharp, beautiful. And then for the LE, it's purple glitter, which you're a huge fan of, Dennis.
Not on how this looks. It's actually, but overall, anyway, I thought the art package for the limited edition actually looks better than I thought it would.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. I'm surprised by that one. So the game sync integrated lighting, they do sidebars, illuminated. Oh, one of my favorite things. It's so small, but I was telling my buddies in pinball, my favorite thing about one of my favorite features of this new remake, the back panel. It's always neglected. Back in the back of the playfield, there's a panel that keeps it from, stuff falling into the cabinet. But this back panel, it's always underutilized, except if you're barrels and they put an LCD screen, which is awesome. But what Pedretti did here, they kept the original, or they kept the artwork on the Legacy or the enhanced. Same artwork, but it's transparent like a sling plastic or a playfield plastic, and they lit it with RGB in the back. It just pops. It pulls you in. Wait until you guys see this in person. Phenomenal. I love that, and I wish more companies would do that. Super simple. Do that. It's one of my favorite features, and it's little. What else? Speaker lighting, of course, that's become the norm for a lot of companies. Apron lighting has become a norm, but again, all RGB integrated. The ambient wall lighting, another one of my favorite features because it projects very well, and it's slick. It's built into the cabinets. It doesn't look janky or anything. It's routed into the back of the head. These frosted LEDs, and then they kind of project onto the back of your wall. It's just really, really well done. Nice attention to detail. They have improved audio and visual presentation. They have what they're calling 1.5 enhanced code. So this is different than what we've seen on like Funhouse was 2.0, where they just drastically changed the rule set. This, they didn't. They heard the feedback. People like remakes for remake's sake. So they're calling it 1.5 enhanced game code. It preserves the original gameplay experience that players know that they love while adding modern enhancements such as the lighting, like we talked about. The display animations are different than 96. Quality of life improvements, known bug fixes. The original gameplay experience remains intact. I'm not reading this. And faithful to the original machine. No gameplay rules have been altered beyond stability improvements and known bug fixes. They did tell me there are technically different rules because there's some known bugs and quirks in the regular Tales of Arabian Nights that all pinball players were like, you got to fix that, whether it's a balance or whether it's a bug thing, you got to fix that. So they fixed those. Players can enjoy the same classic experience that made TOTAN one of the most beloved pinball machines ever created. You also get an upgraded genie and lamp toys. Going to be honest, I don't notice a difference in the genie besides...
I didn't either, but the lamp you do.
The lamp you do. But the genie, the difference is RGB in the eyes, and then he's got like head, shoulder, something like lights up within. So you do have that. But the lamp is damn cool because the molding on the original was cool. But this one's like this golden glitter. It really pops and shines. It's really well done. And then the base of it is awesome too because when it shines up with all those, it looks like it's sparkling and twinkling. They did add, it's subtle, but I don't even know if you would have had to add this, Pedretti. It's probably a BOM thing you didn't have to do. They're calling glowing stars ramp LEDs. I think on the original, there was like these decals on the ramp that looked like little stars. So they backlit and did LEDs up into the ramp so that these stars like twinkle at times whenever you're shooting the ramps. That's cool. Speaker panel cutouts, non-reflective play-filled glass. So they're doing a lot of the LE stuff that the industry is used to. Interior mirror blades. Anymore, I really like the mirror blades on real bright, twinkly games. Shaker motor. Tails is using the fast pinball platform system. So that's welcomed by the majority, I think, of pinball people versus some of these companies have their own proprietary stuff that doesn't always end up being the best. So, and then with some of these companies, people worry like, are they going to be around? Are we going to be able to get boards? Haggis. Haggis was using some fast stuff, but they're using some proprietary stuff. But fast is pretty well known, and a lot of companies are now utilizing fast boards.
I thought Planetary was mandating fast for a number of remakes.
So that makes sense. They're using the fast board system of the electronics architecture used by several established pinball companies and professional developers worldwide. Scorebit integrated, so it has some online presence there. It does have an online system that can do updates if updates do come out. So what are the differences between the people are like, so LE versus Legacy? All right, what's the $1,000 difference? The biggest difference is the exclusive artwork package created by Brian Allen. That's the biggest difference. Legacy is OG artwork. The LE is Brian Allen artwork. The other major difference is exclusivity. The anniversary limited edition is limited to $399, whereas the Legacy could be $500 plus. But if they only do $500, it's still pretty close to the $399. And then the other difference is a longer warranty. Pretty good warranty on these. The LEs have 12 months parts and 24 months electronics warranty, which is more than most. And then the Legacy edition has 12 months electronics and 6 months parts. So
it's like interesting that they didn't do the same warranty.
Huh. Yeah.
I would not have thought of that as a thing. I wouldn't. Yeah. I never thought about that.
For whatever reason, I don't know if CGC still does that. They used to do that. I think it's on their remakes too. They always up it for the LE people.
Okay. Weird. Well, nice little perk.
And then they said Planetary Pinball Supply is going to be, here in the U.S., is going to be the parts supplier. So Bally Williams kind of parts as well as proprietary stuff. And then Pedretti over in Italy is going to also supply parts. So this art package. You said you didn't mind it. I was ready to not like it. So much so that Brian Allen probably doesn't like me much anymore because I've been a little harsh on his stuff in the past. Funhouse being one of them, and Whirlwind with Suey.
Suey?
I was terrified. Remember, we've talked about it at length on this podcast, Dennis, saying leave it alone. Leave the artwork alone. Don't touch it. So when I heard it was going to be Brian Allen for the LE, I was like, well, as long as I get enough stuff on that Legacy, I'm good because I love the original, so I'm fine. I'm going to own this game. I'm selling my original. I think I'm going with the LE. It just looks good. For some reason, it just feels right. I like the artwork on it. I like the monster that they replaced from the regular Tales artwork was nothing to write home about. The cabinet art, I would say, is superior on the Legacy, in my opinion, versus the LE. I like that genie on the side there. That's iconic to me. They put the genie on the LE. I think the cabinet is better. But that's kind of where the differences end with me. I kind of like the new Backlash and Playfield art. And like the tigers in the playfield, just take a look closer to the artwork, viewer. And yeah, I don't want to like the LE artwork. Something in my bones tells me to stick with the Legacy. But unlike you, I kind of like the purple.
That's my least favorite. I would argue that I feel like the composition, like the drawing style, is stronger on the anniversary. Is probably part of it. Like the lead female, both on the playfield and in the Backlash, just feels
superior.
Just better drawn, drawn in general,
and it's not overdone.
No, it's not. It's not ridiculous. She's not been turned into a trailer park or anything.
Cabbage Power. What was this?
The one thing about it where I get it from like a composition standpoint is, it's the classic very much felt like Arabia, and this feels like Monsters.
This feels more. Yeah, I think this feels more.
It's like
a modern.
We got
story.
like Cyclops, we got a genie, we got like a skeleton guy, like was this Jason and the Argonauts? Like we got all these things, and they're all well done. It's just the art packages, the new version of the art is much more fantastical. Whereas I think in the traditional artwork, there was a big emphasis on the genie, but then everything else was trying to emphasize like this caravan or however it was, this idea of, traversing in Arabia. You have a lot of people in garb from the era and region, and
it felt more time accurate.
Yeah, well,
the style
more like I don't know what they were going for originally. I want to think maybe it was the idea these people were telling these tales, and it was supposed to be like around the camp kind of notion. I don't know if that was true or not. But the new composition is really good. Mm-hmm. So, and I do think overall he's delivered a superior level of artistry. So so between the two, if I were to pick, I would agree with you that I would probably take the LE art. Though the purple just, that's the one thing I don't like this. And again, that's not, that's a bunch of powder coating. I get it, 'cause it pops. I'm tired of always feeding into the pinball stereotype that everything has to pop all the time. And the purple, to me, it looks like it almost clashes with you have actually a fairly tame color palette when you get to the translate on this new version, but all of a sudden you hit this stark purple just beneath it for the speaker panel. And I'm just like, I just feel like it doesn't really match. It looks a bit better in the video footage I've seen than it does in the photos. So.
Oh, absolutely. The photos make it
again.
Look very
I'd say look at it if you can. Try and look at it in some other lighting and maybe decide, because this might not be quite so shocking as it was when I first saw this, and I was like, purple, really? Why not gold?
Oh God, so hard to do gold. Let's not.
Yeah, well, we got Stern will let them have the leftovers from all these other runs.
I think that, like, I'm in the minority on a lot of things. I think you'll be in the minority on the purple thing. It looks good, and I think people like that.
Well,
but
I'm often wrong, as people tell me.
But I mean, I get what you're saying there.
But I do like that the black, though, they've done like this glitter effect to it. Like, it's not just a plain black powder coat. There's sparkle to this. Yeah,
it's nice. It's glossy. They could have just went Legacy. It's $1,000 less. We're just going to do a wrinkle black.
Yeah, textured. Just like a matte black or whatever.
But no, it's nicely done. So anyway. overall, I'm pleasantly surprised. It's why I am kind of giddy and excited about this. I'm also selling the game, so you gotta take that into consideration, because I'll sell my children or my soul to sell a game. That's what it seems like to some people. Only your children and your soul, my friend. But I was pleasantly surprised. It says a lot that I'm selling my old one for one of these new ones. That should tell you plenty, because I have a restored, beautiful TOTAN. But I just like the new stuff. And I like how, man, when you're watching somebody play this game, Dennis, like the lighting effects and the art and the animations, I'm a sucker for it. I love this stuff. And this is one of my favorite games. I love Tales of Arabian Nights. How do you feel about them not going 2.0 code? Let's talk about the big things.
That's the smartest move of all.
Okay, so you think that's smart.
People want to hear these old call outs. And again, from what I've seen, like you have this, it's still the game was an experience. Like I enjoy playing TOTAN. It is my favorite J-pop game to experience. I like it better than theater.
Better than World Cup. Ron Hallett is not happy with
World Cup is a better player, but as an experience, I prefer TOTAN. Because in World Cup, I don't really care that much about soccer. And two, I
echo what you're saying there.
Sports game. There's nothing, it's, don't get me wrong, hearing goal and all that's great. But with TOTAN and going around, you'd start these stories, even the weird, dagger ball catcher save thing that they never used again. That I was always like, I sure hope no one ever works on that while it's plugged in and it impales their hand and that sort of thing. It's just it just had some fun stuff.
And the ball, how it comes through the playfield when it pulls that ball down into a subway and comes back up without the ball.
It had a lot of great. Cool. It's an experience. I think this idea of we fixed bugs, we fixed exploits. Other than that, it's the rules that This was a feature complete game. I think this is looking at CGC and hearing the feedback that they got on the 2.0 stuff. And it's we're not wanting you to reimagine these games. These games are desired for a reason already. So I think cleaning up and fixing certain things, it makes perfect sense. Other than that, give us the 90s experience. That's why people want to buy these games. This is not trying to sell a 21st century experience. It's to take a 90s experience, but bring it into the 21st century. And that sounds similar, but there's a difference to it. It's I don't want them to come in and make this Jaws code. No, if I want something like that, I'll buy Jaws. If I want TOTAN, I don't need you to add 12 more modes and bring out the definitive, whatever coder worked on this Super back in the day. We found the lost notes. We found the lost notes from a Williams desk, and we're gonna give you the TOTAN that was actually dreamed of. No, just give us the TOTAN that
the original creators.
Yeah. But built by today's specification.
Mm-hmm. Perfectly said. Do you think this? I'm wondering about sales of this as they're going on as we speak. I'm wondering about sales. There's something that people just love these 90s games. And then there's something about the way that they did this one that I think really benefits them. And then this title in particular, we talked about in the last episode of the Pinball Show. There's something about this was one of the free ones on Pinball Arcade thing that just so many people played this Tales of the Arabian Nights more than probably most of the other Bally Williams on that platform, that virtual platform, on their phone, iOS, whether it's Android. They just played the hell. And that was when the iPad was coming out. So everybody was playing virtual pinball, and TOTAN was one of the main ones. So I think that's going to help them quite a bit. Do you think sales will be good, fair, poor? It's hard. I don't know.
I would say if this was CGC, I'd tell you they'd be great.
That's a known.
That it's pedretti is the one thing. Again, it looks nice. Lots of stuff looked nice. The new Funhouse looked well. All right, I didn't like the new art, but the idea behind it, I was like, all right, it's a thing. I think it'll do good. Quite frankly, I do. I think people will take a chance on it. Now, if word of mouth gets around, like these things are falling apart and stuff, obviously, I think the rug will get pulled out from under it pretty quickly.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, but
I think you're right. I think the one thing that's the question here for a lot of consumers, and as I've reached out to prepare some of our regular individuals, that was the one thing they were cautious about before putting in their pre-order. They were like, the one, everything else sounds good. Let's see what it looks like, because this is prior to them seeing anything. They were like, let's see how these things hold up. Let's see what they're able to do. So that will be, they have to kind of prove themselves over time. This could be like that Spooky thing where once Spooky got over that hill, now nobody worries about their quality or what they put into games. Here's hoping, and I don't know because I can't tell the future. Unless I had a genie, maybe I could. I don't know. The one I can just report what I've seen and felt. I've felt many enhancements from what they did with Funhouse. I have unboxed one of each of these, and they were showroom editions, so they're made to be one of the first, just to get out there so that I can get my hands on them and stuff, and for filming and stuff like that. I opened them, and there has not been. They worked both out of box, no issues with either one of them. Period. Now, I haven't played a ton of them. We probably only put like 20 plays on each so far, but it plays and feels like Tales of Arabian Nights better, actually, because the orbit feed on my TOTAN, my old one, doesn't feed. It hits. This one feeds perfect, so it feels like a superior TOTAN. But long term, we just don't know. I like what I'm seeing. I lifted up the hood on it. I like the fastboard system. Everything's clean under there. Let's hope. But the sales wise, do you think they sell out of LEs? Only $399. That means probably only 200 over here, 300 over here, maybe.
Yeah, I do think they'll be able to sell those out.
I do too.
Especially since it's only 1,000 more than the other model.
Do you think with the price is kind of high? It's along the lines of everything else in the industry, but
it's a known title, and now everyone knows that the rules aren't significantly changing. There will be the confidence that there won't be like a smash the suey in the mouth to unleash the genie.
That's right. What do you think if these things? I'm thinking if these things do hold up well, and people are happy with this being a true nice remake, their next remake is probably going to be even stronger. So they have, it's up to this release. It's kind of like the whole American Pinball thing. If Circus Voltaire is a beast, as too will be the sales of everything else they release after that. So this is their new 2.0 audition, if you will, or 1.5 audition.
It will be interesting with the context of American Pinball, because I do see a future where people will probably do a comparison, Pedretti versus American Pinball. Which is the remake company we're going to give our future dollars to? I don't know that both get to be that.
Unless they're both just really good. But
yes, but I'm trying to inject some drama here.
Yeah, okay. And then CGC stops doing remakes. No.
At the speed they go, they kind of already have.
And if, of course, Dennis can roll his eyes, viewer, you may want to as well. I'll roll them with you, watch. If you're ready to purchase a Tales of the Arabian Nights, please do so by supporting Flip N Out Pinball.
By going to where? Where do they have to go?
FlipNOutPinball.com.
TOTANpinball.com?
No, that's Sonic the Hedgehog Pinball.com. No. Do I have the Tales? I'll have to look. I don't know if I have the Tales domain or not. I'm a businessman. What do you want from me? I'm eager beaver. I love pinball. I'm passionate. Are you going to take that away from me? That's what I told somebody recently that didn't like my domain. You know what I'm talking about, Dennis. It's like, man, come on. You can't take the fire out of the oven, my friend. Don't put me out. Don't snuff me. So yeah, but purchase it from Flip N Out. That would be greatly, greatly appreciated.